Gen Z has to take that role, has to go up, and once they turn 35, be a president.
I'm about to say, I think there's an age limit.
Yeah, 35.
Yeah.
The two biggest things in our country that's really affecting us and affecting many people is the immigration system. That's really the most fucked up system in our country. That's really fucked up. And then our education system, that's also really fucked up.
That's one thing I would change too.
Yeah, okay. And put input on the education system.
So like the main courses of the science, the math, social studies. What was the other one? Science, math, social studies. History, social studies.
Ain't nobody going to learn that shit. Nobody's going to use that shit.
Boy, teach us how to pay taxes. Teach us how to save money.
Teach us how to make money.
Invest. Boy, what the hell is this? Talking about A squared times B times 2
As soon as they added math,
I gave up.
Letters to my I gave up on that shit.
What the fuck is that? That doesn't teach us how to save a $10 bill and turn it into $100. Or
okay, so
put $200 here to make $1,000. That I don't.
Basically, okay, if you want to learn those things, okay, that should be like an elective course. And
Yeah.
I do think English should be mandatory.
English, yeah.
History, we should learn our history.
I don't think history should be.
I mean, we should learn the history.
I think that should be an elective.
We should learn the history of our country.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that. We should learn that, like, you don't want to learn, we should learn about Martin Luther King.
I love learning history about 2020.
Oh, yeah. Like, when the kids in our future will probably be in the books of the coronavirus.
Well, I mean, actually, thinking about it, yeah, history could be, because you kind of learn off of the past. So...
Yeah, like...
But when it's not twisted, because people put Christopher Columbus out there to be, like, this hero.
Yeah, like...
He raped... He used all the villagers... I mean, the natives here.
Yeah.
So.
As slaves, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the... Okay, I'll get into that later. But, like, yeah, for example, that and, like, the education system tries to put us in a system and try to close us in so we don't, like, expand from the education system. And, like, all the teachers and everybody, the guidance counselors are trying to put us on the plan. And most kids are not made up for that plan. Mm-hmm. For example, they try to put us on the college plan. So, okay, after you graduate this, you have to go to a college, and then you have to get the degree. And after that, you have to pay $100,000 of student loans, and then you'll get probably a good job, which most of the case in today's age and time does not comprehend with today's age and time. That piece of paper will not really get you... I mean, it'll probably get you a job.
Are you talking about degree?
Yeah, degree. It'll probably get you a corporate job. I mean, for example, if you want to be a doctor, lawyer, for example, lawyer, like... You need a degree for that, but in college, like, you will probably learn the basics, but you probably get more into it once you start the job. But you do need a degree on that. A doctor, like, I want my doctor to have a degree.
Yeah.
Because I don't want him just like, oh, I'm gonna drop out of college, but I'm gonna go ahead and go brain surgery on. No, hell no. You go to school, boy. For that, you gotta go to school, boy.
You gotta go to school for like years for that shit.
Yeah.
I think it's 4 years to get your, like, first...
But, like, 4 years, I mean, after that, you can work as a nurse, though. And then you can, like, go to school and then work as a nurse. You can work in the hospital and shit. Like, you can get a job after the 4 years, which is, that I believe doctors, like, the most important person in this world, and then you should actually go to school for that. Lawyer, you should have to go to school for that. What else? What's it called? Veterinarian? Yeah, that's
Veterinarian?
It. Yeah, that shit. Okay, I have a problem with pronunciation. I had a tutor for that back in my day. Back in my day. But, like, as you see, like, I don't have the stats on me, but I've seen the stats. There's, like, more than a million, more than, like, a billion of debt in student loans. The millennials everybody else is facing. And that, I would rather live homeless and pay $100,000 to a degree that's not gonna, like, for example,
not doing shit for
me.
It's just a paper there.
And, like, some people, okay, they benefit off college, but some people don't, and that's why I don't want.
Everybody's that fortunate.
Not everybody's that
Not everybody. Even if you do have the money to go to college, if you do have the money to pay off all the debts and shit, it's still not doing anything if you don't know how to use it.
Not everybody's built for college.
And not everybody has the guidance to learn how to use that. That advantage. Well, it's not even an advantage because somebody who don't even go, people who drop out of high school sometimes do better than people who go and get their bachelor's.
Bro, more millionaires, I don't want to say this, but more millionaires are college dropouts.
Literally.
More million,
100%.
and I don't want to say that's rare. It's not rare. More millionaires are college dropouts because they figure out a plan. They have an idea, but school is not for them.
Yeah.
They drop out. They got at the every guy that's successful, like the most successful person in this world, are people that get out of a system and make their own plan.
Mm-hmm.
And
college
don't
is
follow.
the biggest finesse.
College is the biggest scam facing our country.
Scam. That's the word. Scam.
Is the biggest.
Proper, damn it.
Yes.
Should've-
And I don't want to bash our education, but it should be better.
It should be. Yeah.
And we shouldn't like pay $100,000 over like $100,000, even $70,000. Like NYU, for example. I know this. I don't want to put him out. Should I? Fuck it. He's not watching this shit. He's going to NYU for film school, and he's gonna pay $90,000 on student loans once he gets out of film school. And literally, you can literally learn on yourself.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to go.
You
to
probably
a
get more learning from experience than just have.
That's how I feel
like
life works. You get
Experience.
like you learn more from experience.
Experience. That's why.
Everything.
And like for example, Apple and Google, they dropped out.
Yeah,
They-
Steve Jobs, fucking, he didn't go to school for that shit.
Yeah, I'm saying that Apple and Google, they stopped having requirements for a bachelor's degree.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then since those big companies are doing that, more companies are going to follow through that. And then like we're going to live in a time, like after in the future, we're going to live in a time where college degrees is the most obsolete piece of paper you can ever get in this country.
I hate the fact that your knowledge is based off of a letter. I don't like
Yeah,
that.
that too. Like, or you take a test and that decides how you did your whole year.
And they bash your self-confidence, and that's what I
Yeah.
don't understand.
No, like that.
They bash your self-confidence, thinking that you're going to be a failure if you don't pass this test that has like numbers and equations that you're not going to even use after you graduate.
Yeah, it's not even gonna be what you want to do in your future.
I mean, high school people still give a shit about
like
that.
it's one thing if you want to be like an engineer, because that does that.
Yeah,
that does
oh yeah,
numbers.
for example, that's another
That
one.
does
Engineer.
numbers.
Yeah,
For sure.
If you want to be a researcher, yeah.
But it's something when you want to be like a fucking entrepreneur, and you
business,
doing math.
you want to make a
It
company.
makes no sense.
Okay, for example, I'm gonna point this out. If you're a high school graduate, I can't I know I'm young, but like I've researched my shit. And I fact check my shit, and I've been really confident and like what's the word passionate about this argument that I even told my parents about it, and they like really argumented of it, and they don't agree with it. But I'm gonna show them in the future that I am right, which obviously we're doing with this podcast. That if you're trying to be an entrepreneur and you graduate high school and you try to go to business school, you're already failing. If you haven't hustled or sold anything when you were young, what makes you think you're gonna sell something now?
That's what they engrave in your mind, yo.
That's nothing.
I don't like how people like try to pinpoint knowledge on your age too, just because like you're young.
That's what, yeah. People with daddy type
Yeah,
thing.
like little bro, you type shit.
Yeah, that's the little bro you.
Yeah.
Because like
Let's say not everybody's brought up the same way. Some people brought up like more.
Yeah. Sometimes you learn more off a 4-year-old than you do off of a 90-year-old. That's just.
Yes.
Everybody's grown up differently.
I mean, okay, don't get me wrong. It worked in the 80s, it worked in the 60s, it worked during those times. Well, what year is it? Oh, I think it's 2020.
It's just changing.
And then like they teach the same things that they taught back in the day.
Yo.
It never evolved into a different type of learning. Like it's really,
Unfortunately, I don't think it'll ever change.
and it will
Honestly,
never
I don't
change
think it will change.
unless somebody steps up and no, I'm gonna change
I
the
don't think
education
so.
system.
Unless somebody from like our generation who thinks like this will still. I personally don't think it will.
Like back in middle school, when I was in 8th grade, when I got my birthday money, you know what I did? I went to the Publix and bought a bag of hot chips and started selling them and made a profit of $5.
But you profit off.
And I profit off that. And then like I'm also as you guys know, I'm a filmmaker, but I'm also a business. Like I like business, I like making money, I like hustling, and that's like my thing also. And like if you haven't done that, then what makes you think you're going to sell something in the future? And then business school is not going to teach you that. Like I know I haven't been to business school, but I've done a lot of research on this, and big ass entrepreneurs actually has said that business school is like unrelatable to what it is, what the market is right now.
And even if you haven't sold stuff at a young age, just because you haven't done it at that certain time of your life doesn't mean you could do it like when you're older.
Exactly.
Like you learn, people learn, and you get that experience. It's just a matter of the grind and how much you want it, type shit.
Yeah.
Like you don't need to do something by a certain age to be able to like determine how successful you're gonna be.
As long as you're determined to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And most people go to college thinking, I'll find out when I'm there. Yeah, paying $80,000 in
And
student loans.
then they'll be like, oh, but I don't want to do this. So they'll switch their major, and that's another however much thousands you got to pay for the new major as well, as long as you're old.
You got to make your money?
Shit, people out here drowning in debt because of what? For something. But I bet you, how those people in debt, what their job is right now is not what they went to college to do.
And if you're a business guy, you're an entrepreneur, you should be smart enough to, why am I gonna spend $80,000 if I can invest that money into my business, into what I want to do, and then get more experience and shit. If I fail, okay, I got the skills, and some jobs may employ me because of those skills.
Yeah, there's money to be made, man. School's not the way for it, though.
Yeah,
school's not the way.
Internships also one thing. Okay, the thing about internships is not what you do there. Okay, run some coffees, run that, but you get the experience and you get to know people. You get to branch out into different people. The thing about internships, you have to get to know people. So let's say they can give you a job, or you can collab with them, and they may have a bigger following.
Yeah. Exactly. I don't know. People think school is just the way.
It's not the way.
And but it's also a thing on the parents though, because I feel like some households that's very forced. Yeah.
And that's more of the foreign and immigrants that think that the American dream is go to
sometimes
graduate at high school.
50.
Yeah,
sometimes.
Graduate high school, go to college, get a job, and live the rest of your life.
Because those same foreign families are the ones who came up without school, without college, without even finishing high school, and they're actually making a better living. It depends on the family and the household, because there's some like natives like who still force it on their kids.
Yeah. I mean, for example, my parents, they try to force college on me. I'm telling you, no, I'm not going to college. I'm going to do this, and that. Yeah. Instead, I don't think because of... Shout out to that dog. Anyways, all the shout outs from this podcast. Anyways, I'm saying, just because I'm not doing it behind a college degree does not mean I'm not going to be successful on it. If I work hard and put my mind to it, I am going to be successful at this, and I'm going to prove you wrong. And all these kids that think, oh, I'm going to go to college, and I'm going to get a big job, and I'm going to get probably $80K. Okay, probably. Yeah. How much do... I know there are a statistic that a college graduate does get probably this amount of money each year, but... I don't know the stats on that. I'm not saying I've seen both the stats. I've seen the stats of the benefits of going to college and the negatives of going to college, and I correspond more to negatives because that's more towards me. It may not be for you, but okay, guess what? That's not for me. So you should have blocked me into this system that I don't want to be in. I want to get out the system.
And you know, it's funny as you said that, like going against what people try to enforce you kind of like rebel to prove them wrong. Yeah. My tattoo artist, the way she started was because her ex-boyfriend told her she shouldn't be an artist. Told her that she can't be an artist. And look at her. She's been tattooing for her. And
she's making a living out of it. Something she loves.
And she's making bang.
People that go to college find something just do something just so they can make money, and they fucking hate it. Yeah. And then they wait. Like if you live your life waiting for Friday, then what are you doing with your life? You're not living.
You gotta look at life like every day is Friday.
Yeah, exactly. Every day should be a week.
Make Monday your motherfucking bitch. Shout out to Gary Vee.
Nah, for real. And if you live your life listening to other people's opinions on telling you what you should do, then what the fuck are you doing? Yeah. You're not.
Why ask for opinions if you're not gonna follow?
Nah, but some opinions are meant to.
And then most guidance counselors bash the shit out of your fucking decision, which fucking makes me so fucking angry.
That what?
And they bash your like
colleges?
No, they bash your what you want to do.
Oh, people?
Yeah, guidance counselors and teachers and everybody.
Everybody, though.
Because they put they live like.
Well, okay, there's some exceptions because some people do support it. Some teachers and guys. There's a rare breed. It's not everybody, but
at least 60 or 70% shit on you. Then the rest
the other 30 or 20.
Because the thing is about college, it's also a business. They have to make money. And then what they use is they try to upsell you on this pedestal that once you get this piece of paper, you get a job. And that's what they led the teachers to. Like the teachers are trying to fucking upsell you on this idea that if you go to the school 4 years, 2 years, get this degree, you get a job, you're safe for life, you're secure for life. And then some kids are not for that. And then we shouldn't put the pressure on these kids because for student loans, that as you see the stats, has brought more anxiety, depression, and everything because of student loans.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing we have to fix: student loans.
Shit, not even. And then, like, with all that stress, you know, like, our generation has, like, the highest suicide rate.
Yeah.
And between our age group, too.
Yeah.
Like, from, like, 13 to, like, 20-something, I think it is.
Yeah.
We have, like, the highest. And you know why? It's probably the stress of school.
Yeah.
Like, half of that reason is because of school.
Once I stopped, like, okay, back in, like, sophomore year, freshman year, I was really into school because I wanted to go to... Ironically, I wanted to go to Stanford University. That was going to be my dream college because they have one of the... No, it wasn't Stanford. It was USC because they have, like, one of the best film schools ever. And then, like, I actually started learning so much stuff during my TV production class. Like, that free 1 hour, 2 hour TV production class, I learned so much from that. I actually gained half my skill from that from my teacher. He told me what I should do, what I should not do. And filming got me so much better. And I'm like, why am I going to spend this much money on a 4-year thing that I already know what I should do and what I should not do and what how to do this and that and like whatever.
And that blocks you from experience too.
Exactly.
You're so focused on school that you forget on you working on you and your craft, basically. I don't know. School is a scam. For me. It's fun.
And we're not bashing it either. Like,
I mean,
we kind of are.
We kind of are, but
I mean, I don't want to say.
But it's not the thought of going to school to like get smart is what we're bashing, but it's just how everything.
That's not everybody's like not go to college.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
we're just
if you want to go to college, then fucking go to college. Go spend the student loans.
Because again, some people actually do make a thing out of it.
And they do. Like, there's some people that actually put their degree to use, but
it's
it's
like not everybody's
not everybody. And now we shouldn't bash someone into a system they don't want to be in.
Like, if you want to go to college,
like you shouldn't be forced to have to go. That's literally all it is.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to.
If you know what you're gonna do.
There's other ways to make.
Because most kids that go to college don't have a plan. They just try to find a plan in college, and that's what it is. And then another thing I was gonna say, the immigration system. I don't know much about it, but I know it's really fucked up.
That's why it's fucked up. 'Cause you don't know much about it.
I don't know much about it.
That's
the only thing I know
they
that
hide it from society so much that you can only imagine what goes on.
Like, it's even fucked. Like, we even like fuck it up too, because like the easiest way to get your green card and be a citizen is to get married into it.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's like the easiest way to get into it.
It's the easiest.
There's no other. I don't think there's another way to be a citizen or get a green card. I mean, there is.